Hi there YouTube, welcome to the grand US Marine Corps Army update. I think I'm going to have to split this video into possibly two parts, maybe even three. We'll see how it goes. In the first section I'm going to cover the command guys, the support teams, and the 37mm anti-tank gun, and possibly one infantry squad. In the second part I'll try and do the other three infantry squads and perhaps get to the vehicles, or if not, that might be in the third part. So let's get going. I'm just going to kind of give a quick brief overview of each miniature. Obviously if you want a closer look, then you can obviously go back to the sort of the original army updates. I'll start with the command team. So here we have the first or second lieutenant. He is in camouflage trousers and a green top, or standard Marine Corps green, and then we have a standard Marine Corps camouflage helmet cover. This is a metal miniature by Assault Group, and I've kind of chosen to be the lieutenant because I kind of like his action pose. An action posed lieutenant for a change, rather than him in a sort of pointing position or looking through binoculars, etc. So that's the first or second lieutenant. This is the assistant for him. I kind of made him a gunnery sergeant. He's all in camouflage. Again, it's a metal miniature. Assault Group. All my metal miniatures are Assault Group Marines. You can see he's armed with a carbine. Quite a nice sort of a commanding pose, even though he's the assistant. But he is. I made him a gunnery sergeant, so he's still a pretty hardcore guy. So there's him. Next up, the higher rank options. So we have this guy here who can be designed him to be a captain. He is in all in greens, standard Marine Corps helmet cover. Yeah, this guy is designed to be the captain. And next up, this guy who's supposed to be a major. He's got kind of a commanding presence, which is why I kind of chose him to be the major. He's in a half and half Marine Corps green speedy top and camouflage trousers, and he's got the garrison cap there, and you can just about make out his major's oak leaf there. Very nice miniature. This is actually a limited edition miniature that the Assault Group sent me because I had a couple of blisters of medics go missing in the post, and they very kindly added this guy to the ones they sent back out. Pretty cool miniature. Rushing on, we have next up air and artillery observers. I originally designed these guys to create a little vignette, so you can see that the air observer in the front there with the binoculars and holding the radio set phone is basically relaying the orders or relaying coordinates from this guy who is got the map case, and he's basically shouting out the coordinates and this guy's relaying them. But again, alternatively, they could be this guy who is the artillery spotter, and I might well do just another couple of bog standard Marines just to give these guys assistance. You can see his Thompson on the ground there. This guy also, the air observer, has got his Thompson. These guys have got some green stuff added to them, so this guy's map case is made out of green stuff, and the radio pack. And the same with the air observer. Again, a radio pack, a melted sprue aerial, and the mic piece or the phone is being crafted out of green stuff too. Some unique miniatures. We're rushing on again. We've got the little medical corpsman vignette here. Again, designed to be a team. We have the actual naval corpsman lieutenant here, doctor I suppose he would be. He is in green BDU top, camouflage trousers, standard Marine Corps helmet cover, and you can see the gauze, discarded gauze and bloodied discarded bandages from treating the patient. The helmet there. Going on to the assistant, who is, I believe, Seaman 3rd class. I think I made this guy. You can just about make out his, where's his rank? There it is. Just about make it out there. It's basically, actually, it might be 2 stripes, perhaps he's 2nd class. So two stripes and a sort of a naval eagle above. And this guy is basically moving the treated patient on. He's been basically shot on the leg. You can see some bandage on his leg there, with the sort of the remnants of the blood. I added a little medical satchel from the plastic box set. The corporal is all in greens, camouflage uniform, and the medic is all in greens with a Marine Corps helmet cover. So that's the medic team. Next up, we're going to some support teams next. We'll start with the Mortar Team. So here we have a standard Warlord Mortar Team that came in the starter box set. You can see the guys are obviously suffering from the heat, so they're all took their shirts off, or in their uniform jackets. Got one guy in the sort of the olive drab sort of t-shirt stroke tank top style vest, and the terrain is the sort of the mixed sort of the earthy, sandy mixture of terrain you get before it turns to grassland after the beach. So that's the Mortar Team, and their spotter, who is in the grassy terrain, so he's a little bit further forward, and he's kind of hiding behind some brush. And I used a plastic prone miniature, which I'm sure you all know by now if you've watched my other videos. I'm not a great fan of prone miniatures in general, especially the plastic ones. So I made this guy into a spotter, and he kind of came out pretty cool. It's good use for a prone miniature. You can see he's holding his binoculars there. He's got the garrison cap, and so I made this guy an officer. Some of his belt kit there, and a map case. So that's the spotter for the mortar. Next up, the redeploying machine gun team. These are metal miniatures that came in the Warlord starter box set again. So we have the hardcore number 1, who is firing his 30 cal from his hip, and you can see that he has got one of the more or less standard US Army type heads, which came in the pack. For some reason, not all the heads had Marine Corps helmet covers. So, but I kind of like this guy's sort of grizzly look, which is why I gave him this particular head. All the guys that have got like especially netted helmets, I basically chose for the sort of facial expression rather than the helmet. I would have rather have gone for just a plain olive drab helmet rather than one with netting on. The number 2 up next, the ammo bearer. He is hafting along with a 500, maybe even 1,000 round box. He's got his Garand on his shoulder, so a little bit more added weight there. And this guy has got a captured Japanese water bottle, a captured Japanese haversack there, which is kind of cool. And you can see his, again, chosen for the expression. He's got a stogie or a cigar in his chops, and he's running at full pelt. And next up, the number 3. This guy is really carrying a hefty load. He's got the tripod and a belt of ammo, and his backpack, so full kit as well. He has gone for the slightly wiser choice of a carbine, and he is in a standard green top and camouflage trousers, where I forgot to mention the loader, or the ammo bearer, is actually all in greens, and of course the standard Marine Corps helmet cover, which this guy is actually the only of the three that actually have that Marine Corps helmet cover. Okay, moving on. Next up, the deployed machine gun team, medium machine gun team. So here we have on a standard sort of team base. I kind of use green stuff to build up a sort of a grassy verge. Terrain is that sort of the disturbed ground going into grassland. So again, they're kind of moved forward. We've got the number 1, all in greens, netted helmet cover. The number 2 with a cigarette in his mouth, still holding his carbine, taking off his uniform top, so he's just wearing his vest, and he's looking real grizzled and grumpy, and he's got a tattoo. And then the number 3, who's kindly trying to point out a target, is in all half and half greens and camouflage. He's got the Marine Corps helmet cover, the only one out of the 3 to have that particular piece of equipment. He's also carrying extra ammo, and he's got the belt around his neck, and he's got his full cut still on. That's the medium machine gun team. You can see this sort of verge here. Made that out of green stuff, stuck that piece of sort of slate in there, made a really nice sort of piece of cover. So that's the medium machine gun team. Again, came in the standard Warlord starter army. So next up we shall go for the 37mm anti-tank gun. Quite a nice model this. Again, came in the starter army box set, so it's from Warlord. A little bit fiddly to put together. I used this base that I brought by accident. I was meant to order cavalry bases, as I actually mentioned in my army update when I included this. This is obviously 50mm because it's the same dimension as or the same width as a cavalry base. And I reckon that's maybe 5 cavalry bases you could probably fit in that. So what's that, 50? So yeah, if you look, it's the same length as a cavalry base, but you could probably fit 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 cavalry bases into that, and that gives you the sort of rough dimensions of the base. You can see that they've got their sort of kit strewn behind them, so carbines, backpacks, the crew again are kind of a little bit dressed down. This guy's got a torn off sleeves on his uniform, and this guy's wearing the vest, and this guy is all in uniform but with a garrison cap. I believe they're all in greens apart from the helmet covers. So that's the 37mm anti-tank gun. You also got the range sticks there as well. Okay, next up we'll start with, actually we'll go for the rest of the support team. So we have the flamethrower team here. There we go for those. So here is the flamethrower number 1, and he's all in greens. He's got the M2, I believe, M2 flamethrower. Metal miniature, Warlord, came in the starter set. Marine Corps helmet cover. I believe this is a plastic head I've given him, because of the lack of helmet covers. Really nice miniature. You can see he's got the revolver style pistol holster, which is probably about right for a sort of an enlisted man having a pistol. And we have his quite unique assistant. He's basically dumped his uniform top. He's got a captured Japanese water bottle, captured Japanese haversack, and he has got camouflage trousers and a standard Marine Corps helmet cover top on his helm. And he's this figure, I didn't actually like him that much when I first saw him, but as I painted him up, I actually kind of quite like him now. So that is the flamethrower team. Next up, the sniper team. So we have the sniper number 1, all in camo, standard Marine Corps helmet cover, the bolt action 19 Springfield rifle, and you can see he's kind of looking through his scope. And he's in that sort of earthy, dispersed terrain. And his assistant, again with a Springfield, camouflage top, green trousers, camouflaged helmet cover. And both of those miniatures are assault group. So that's the sniper team, and we are getting through these guys at a lot better a rate than I was the first time I tried filming this. Next up, we're going to try and cover, or start to cover, infantry. We'll start with this team here, which is the 10-man team designed to go into the half track. This is a slightly unique infantry squad in my army, and due to the fact that actually all of these guys are all metal miniatures. The other thing that's a little different about this team is that they have 3 bar gunners, so it's a smaller team with maximum firepower. And we'll just again go quickly through them. So we'll start with the sergeant. He is armed with a carbine, and he's in all camouflage uniform with a standard Marine Corps helm cover. They're on a beachy base, these guys. That's the sergeant. Next up we have 3 standard riflemen. So we have this guy here, again all in camouflage with the Marine Corps helmet cover. A kneeling, sort of taking cover guy, again all in camouflage with the standard Marine Corps helmet cover, and an advancing rifleman, again all in camouflage with the standard Marine Corps helmet cover. So that's the 3 riflemen. And next up we're going to the bar teams. First up we have, actually thinking about it, we have 1 plastic miniature in this squad, so they're not all metal. So we have this guy, advancing bar gunner, all in greens, hasn't got the Marine Corps helmet cover on his helmet. His assistant, with a carbine. This guy's plastic. I got slightly wrong that I think I changed him out with another guy. They were originally metal. Standard sort of plastic pose using the dual armed liquid. No, actually I thought I might convert it as this guy's arms, because that arm looks a little bit suspiciously long. I think I carved up some arms because the only arms that were carrying a carbine were sleeveless, and I kind of wanted sleeves on this guy, so I kind of carved up I believe the Garand, the bayoneted Garands, and stuck them onto some sleeved arms to give the look of a sort of a carbine carrying guy with sleeves. Came out kind of cool, although this arm does look a little bit orangutangy. So that was actually bar team 3. Next up we have this is bar team 1. So we have this guy all in. No, he's half and half. He's half green top and camouflage trousers, standard Marine Corps helmet cover. and kind of advancing. And his assistant is this guy here. Kind of a sort of a basic sort of rifleman. Green trousers, camouflage top, standard Marine Corps helmet cover. That's his. That is actually 2-2. So it's actually, he's actually part of the second bar team. So we're going to his main bar gunner as well. So we have this guy. Oh, just dropped him. There we go. Yeah, I really do like these assault group bar gunners. Originally I was just going to have just the metal bar gunners, but in the end I kind of fell in love with the assault group Marines, and ended up using a lot more of them than I originally planned. So that is the 10-man squad, and they're all on beach bases, as you can see there. Next up we'll go to this infantry squad over here. We'll go for these guys actually next. So this is I believe this was the second infantry squad that I did, and they are a 12-man squad with 3 submachine guns and 2 bars and 2 shotguns. And we'll start with the sergeant. This guy is in camouflage trousers, green top and standard Marine Corps helmet cover. He's got Thompson. Next up we'll have a look at the other 2 submachine gunners, and we'll kind of do them together. So these are standard plastics, not particularly amazing poses, but they'll do. And you can see that this guy is all in camouflage, and this guy is all in greens, with Marine Corps helmet covers of course. This guy's actually the corporal, and that guy's just a private. Next up we'll go for the shotgunners. So 2 shotgunners, like I said. We have this guy here with his bandolier of shotgun shells, and he's also got a machete. This guy is a private. He is all in greens with a standard Marine Corps helmet cover. And the second one here, again, all in greens with a helmet cover, standard US Marine Corps helmet cover. He's carrying a backpack, and he's kind of advancing. And next up we have 3 riflemen. Thinking about it, actually, this might have been the group that I did in my very first army update, so this would actually be the first infantry squad that I did. And if you remember back, if you rewatch that video, you remember that I only did 11 miniatures instead of 12. So I basically added an extra rifleman. If I can just grab hold on there. So yeah, we got, I believe it's this guy here. That was the extra rifleman that I added. So we'll just quickly go through them. So we have again a plastic miniature, all in greens with the helmet cover, and I believe this guy is actually the second Marine I painted. And I was pretty chuffed with the way that his kind of getting used to doing the sort of Marine Corps camouflage, which was something that kind of worried me when I decided to start doing a Marine Corps army. So that's one of the riflemen, and here we have again a sort of kneeling rifleman with a sort of more of a standard helmet with a netting cover on it, and he is all in camouflage. And then finally the newer addition rifleman to the squad. Again, all in camouflage with his backpack and his bayonet and his standard US Marine Corps helmet cover. And finally the two bar gunners. We have a standard prone bar gunner here. This is a plastic miniature from the plastics box set. He is all in greens with camouflage BDU top, and he's got his Marine Corps helmet cover. And his loader, who is again a plastic miniature, he's got a pointing out a target, and he is all in greens with a standard Marine Corps helmet cover. And the second bar team, again both plastics. So we have this guy kneeling, and you can see that these guys are all in sort of grassland type terrain. All in green, standard Marine Corps helmet cover. And his loader, who is all in camouflage, and he has got the torn sleeves look, which I mentioned when I was converting that loader from the opposite team. This was the only set of arms that are holding a carbine on the Marine sprue. You can see it's kind of like a ripped off uniform look. He's a bit scuzzy looking, this guy. He's got sort of a half beard. And an arm full of tattoos. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. I'm not exactly sure when we're going to run out of space. We have one more. Well, I've actually got two more infantry teams to cover. I just spotted actually the Bazooka team here, so we'll quickly cover those guys. So we have a all in camouflage plastic Bazooka team member with a metal head. That's the netting there. But again, I chose this mainly for his facial expression rather than for the actual helmet cover itself. He's got his carbine in his back. I actually quite like the plastic miniatures for Bazooka teams. I think they make they pose really well. And his loader, getting some rockets ready with that rather cool posed carbine arm there. He is in camouflaged BDU trousers and green top. He's got the extra rockets pouch there, and he's got his normal backpack there. And again, this guy's all plastic from the start.